Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain vector space. So now before to start vector space, first we will study about a set. Now what do you mean by a set? A set, it is a well-defined collection of objects. For example, set of natural numbers. This is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Set of whole numbers, 0 is also included in the set of natural numbers. Set of integers, negative numbers are also included. Set of vowels, A, E, I, O, U. Number of students in a class. This is also a set, right? So these are the examples of set. Now set may be empty, may be finite, may be infinite. Now what do you mean by empty set? A set having no element. Okay. What do you mean by finite set? A set having finite number of elements. For example, set of vowels. For example, the set of number of students in a class. These two examples are the examples of finite set. Now infinite set, a set having infinite number of elements is infinite set. For example, set of natural numbers, set of whole numbers, set of integers, set of real numbers and so on. The next is, what do you mean by a subset? Let A be our any universal set and B be any other set. If all the elements of B lie in the set A, then B is said to be the subset of A. Okay, and we write this as B subset of A. For example, set of natural numbers, they are the subset of set of whole numbers. Okay, because all the elements of natural number lie in this set. Similarly, this is a subset of set of integers because all these numbers lie in this set, right? Also, all these numbers are the subsets of set of real numbers. So set of integers is a subset of set. Now the next is the binary operation star. Now what do you mean by binary operation star? This is basically a mapping from A cross A to A, right? Where A is any non-empty set. Non-empty means a set having at least one element. Okay, so we apply this operation on the elements of A. We take any two pairs, any two elements from the set A, apply this operation star. Again we are having an element of A. So if we take A and B from any set A, apply this operation star. If A star B is also a member of A, right, and this is true for any general elements of this set A, then we will say this star is a binary operation on the set A. Now just see, for example, if we consider A to be set of natural numbers and binary operation to be addition. If we take any two natural numbers, we add them, we will again have a natural number. So this addition, it is a binary operation on the set of natural numbers. However, subtraction is not a binary operation on the natural numbers. Now why? If we take two natural numbers, let's suppose 1 and 2, we subtract them, we will get this is -1, but -1 is not a natural number, right? So subtraction is not a binary operation on the set of natural numbers. So clear that what is binary operation? Any operation, any mapping from A cross A to A, such that if we take any two elements from this set, apply this operation, again we are having the element of same set. So we call this as also as a closed property, that the set of natural numbers, they are closed under the binary operation addition. Closed under means If we consider any two elements of the set, apply the operation. If it is again an element of that set, right, we will say the set is closed under this binary operation addition. So this is another way to say binary operation. So what is a vector space? Let V be any non-empty set. Non-empty set means a set having at least one element, right? And addition, this is just a notation. This addition may be defined in any way, right? So addition is a binary operation which is defined on the elements of V. Means if you take any two elements from V, apply this operation, this is also an element of V. So this addition is any binary operation which is defined on V. Also scalar multiplication is defined on V. Now what do you mean by scalar multiplication? If you take any element of this set V and you take any scalar, in general we take scalar to be real numbers, any scalar, you multiply this scalar with this element u, you get a new element, right? If it is again an element of this set, we will say scalar multiplication is defined on V. Now for example, let's suppose we have set of real numbers. Let's suppose 2. 2 is any member of real number. Let's suppose V is our set of real numbers. 2 is any member. If you take any real number, multiply with real number, again you will have a real number, right? So this alpha times u is also a member of real number. So that means scalar multiplication is defined on real number. But rather taking v to be as real number, if we consider v to be set of natural numbers, okay, let's suppose v is our natural number and u is, let's suppose, 1 and alpha is our half. So when you multiply half with the natural number 1, you will get again half. Now half is not a natural number, right? So such type of scalar multiplication is not defined on a set of natural numbers, right? So two conditions are required. The first of all, binary operation should be defined on the elements of V. Secondly, scalar multiplication should be defined on the elements of V. So V should be closed under the binary operation as well as scalar multiplication, right? Means if you take any two elements from V, apply the binary operation, you will get again the member of V. Similarly, if you take any scalar, any member of V, multiply them, it is also a member of V, right? So in this way, binary operation and scalar multiplication is defined. So we are given any set V, we are given any binary operation, we are given any scalar multiplication. Now, when will we say this set under these operation as a vector space? If this V satisfying this 8 properties, 8 axioms, then we will say this V is a vector space under the binary operation this and scalar multiplication this. Once again, see, you are given any non-empty set V. This operation is defined, this scalar multiplication is defined. Under these two operations, this set V is said to be vector space over the set of real numbers if it satisfies these 8 properties, right? अगर इनमें से एक भी property fail हो गई, then this V will not be a vector space, right? Now what are these properties? Now just see the first one. Under the binary operation addition, right, this addition should be commutative. Means v plus u plus v will be same as that v plus u, right? So this binary operation plus it should be commutative. Similarly, it should be associative, right? Now the third property is there must exist identity. Now what do you mean by identity? Identity means, let's suppose we are taken a set of integers with respect to addition, right? So a is any our addition, any integer. क्या ऐड करें कि अगेन हमें सेम नंबर मिले? सो वी कैन ऐड 0. 1 में हम क्या ऐड करें कि अगेन हमें 1 मिलेगा? सो दैट मीन्स 0. सो 0 इज द आइडेंटिटी विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द ऑपरेशन सिंपल एडिशन, right? So if you add any two integers, you will again have an integer. Okay, so 1 में हम क्या ऐड करें अगेन हमें 1 मिले? So that is 0, and 0 is also a member of integer, so that means there exists identity in case of integer. But if we consider set of natural numbers, then there is no identity with respect to the addition in case of set of natural numbers. Now why? Again, let's suppose a is any natural number. आप natural number में क्या ऐड करोगे अगेन आपको natural number मिले? That is 0. But 0 is not a natural number. 0 is not a member of set of natural numbers. So it means there does not exist identity in case of natural numbers with respect to the operation addition. However, अगर हम एडिशन को डिफाइन कर दें मल्टीप्लिकेशन से, तो सेट ऑफ नेचुरल नंबर में with respect to the binary operation multiplication, what will be the identity? Now just see, your a is any natural number. Here your addition is defined like multiplication. a natural number को किससे मल्टीप्लाई करोगे अगेन आपको a मिलेगा, that is 1, right? a को हम 1 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे हमें अगेन 1 a मिल जाएगा. So 1 will become the identity because 1 is also a natural number, 1 belongs to natural. So in case of multiplication, 1 will become the identity in case of set of natural numbers. But in case of operation addition, there is no identity in case of set of natural numbers. However, if we consider set of integers, 0 is the identity in case of set of integers. So clear that what do you mean by identity? U is any member of the vector space V, right? U में क्या ऐड करें so that again हमें U मिले, and ये जो नंबर है E, it should be a member of V. If it is not a member of V, it means identity not exist in V, right? So U में क्या ऐड करें so that हमें again U मिले, then that number is said to be the identity. Okay, so first is the commutative, second is the associative, third is the existence of identity. So identity should exist in V with respect to the binary operation addition. Now the fourth property, existence of inverse. Now what do you mean by inverse? Now just see what is inverse. U is any member of V. Addition is a binary operation. U में आप क्या ऐड करोगे कि आपको आइडेंटिटी मिल जाए, E मिल जाए, राइट? तो वो X जो U में ऐड करने पर हमें आइडेंटिटी मिले, और आइडेंटिटी हमारे पिछले स्टेप में निकल के आ चुका है. E is already with us, right? U में हम क्या ऐड करें, क्या ऐसा X ऐड करें so that we will get E, right? And this X should be a member of V. ये भी X V में ही होना चाहिए. Then this X is said to be the inverse of U with respect to the binary operation addition. Same example set of integers में, A आपके पास कोई integer है, इस A में या U में मैं क्या ऐड करूं कि मेरे को आइडेंटिटी मिले 0, क्योंकि इस केस में मेरे पास आइडेंटिटी क्या आई थी 0 विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एडिशन. तो मैं U में क्या ऐड करूं कि मुझे U 0 मिले? It will be minus U, and minus U is also an integer. अगर U integer है तो माइनस टाइम u भी इंटीजर होगा, सो ये माइनस u आपका इंटीजर में लाई कर रहा है, सो वी विल गेट इनवर्स इन इंटीजर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एडिशन। तो जब भी आपके पास u है corresponding to u, you have minus u which will become the inverse of u with respect to the operation addition in case of set of integers. Okay, and same way क्योंकि नेचुरल नंबर्स में आइडेंटिटी ही एग्जिस्ट नहीं कर रहा तो इनवर्स की बात हम कर ही नहीं सकते, बिकॉज वी डू नॉट हैव दिस जीरो, दिस e, राइट। सो इनवर्स क्लियर, ऑलरेडी इन थर्ड स्टेप हमारे पास आइडेंटिटी आ चुका है, what we add in this number u so that we get identity, and that number should be a member of v, okay, and that number is said to be, that member is said to be the inverse of u, right? So the first property is commutative, second is associative, third is existence of identity, fourth is the existence of inverse. Now fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth properties, these are with respect to the scalar multiplication. So with respect to the scalar multiplication, it should be distributive. So alpha times u plus v should be alpha u plus alpha v. अल्फा बीटा 2 टाइम्स u इज सेम एज दैट, पहले आप बीटा से मल्टीप्लाई करो देन अल्फा से करो, या पहले आप अल्फा से करो देन बीटा से करो, राइट। सिमिलरली अल्फा प्लस बीटा टाइम्स u विल बी सेम एज दैट अल्फा u बीटा u, and 1 times u is u. So if we satisfy all these 8 properties under the binary operation plus and scalar multiplication this, then V is said to be the vector space over the real numbers, right? For example, let's suppose Vn. Now what this Vn means, this Vn means we have a set of n tuples, n elements, x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xn. This Vn, n represent there are n elements, right? For example, V2, V2 means r square, it is having 2 ordered pair elements. V3, it means it is a space r cube, it is having 3 order tuples, 3 order elements, right? x1, x2, x3. V4, V4 represents set of 4 order tuples, means x1, x2, x3, x4. So this is a representation of a set Vn. So Vn set means it is a set of n tuples, n elements, where each element is a real number, right? So this is our set. The addition is defined. You have to add the elements coordinate wise, means फर्स्ट कोऑर्डिनेट में ऐड होगा, सेकंड कोऑर्डिनेट में ऐड होगा, थर्ड कोऑर्डिनेट में ऐड होगा, एंड सो ऑन. So here this binary operation is defined like this. If you take any two elements from Vn, you apply this binary operation over here, means you have to add the numbers coordinate wise, right? And then scalar multiplication, it is also defined like this. You are given any u which is member of Vn. U member of Vn means it is n order tuple. Alpha is any scalar. So alpha times u will be what? Alpha times u1, u2 till up to un. So you can take alpha to be inside. So this coordinate wise multiplication. So here binary operation is defined coordinate wise, and scalar multiplication is defined coordinate wise, that each coordinate को आप multiply कर दो scalar से, each coordinate में आप next coordinate add कर दो, right? So this is addition, this is multiplication. So under these two operations we have to show that Vn is a vector space. Now just see, the first property is the commutative, means we want to show u plus v is same as that v plus u. So we consider the left hand side u plus v. Now what is our u? It is an element of Vn. So it should be of the form u1, u2, u3 till up to un. Similarly, v, it is also a member of vn, so it should be some v1, v2 till up to vn, right? And addition is defined like this. You have to add coordinate wise. So u1 plus v1, right? u2 plus v2, and so on up to un plus vn. All these numbers are real numbers, and we know that you either you add first u1 in v1 or v1 in u1, both these numbers are same in case of real numbers. So we can write u1 plus v1 as v1 plus u1. Similarly, u2 plus v2 as v2 plus u2, and so on. And also we can separate this because it is defined like this. Now this is nothing your v, this is nothing your u, this is your right hand side. You have to show that u plus v is v plus u. So with respect to addition, Vn satisfy the commutative property. Similarly, we can show the associative property that u plus v plus w is u plus v plus w. Again, we consider the left hand side, right? We have to add first v plus w. We all add the coordinates, right? And then we have to add u1, u2 and so on. Now all these are real numbers. In case of real numbers, first you add these two numbers and then you add this one and the same thing, right? Already we know that set of real numbers, they satisfy the associative property, so we can put the bracket over here and so on. Now this is nothing u, this is nothing but v, and this is nothing but w. So this is your right hand side, right? So with respect to addition, Vn satisfy associative property. So first property is satisfied, second property is satisfied. Now see the next one. Now the third property is the existence of identity, right? U में हम क्या add करें कि again हमें U मिल जाए. Okay, so now just see, our U is U1, U2 till up to UN. हम इसमें क्या ऐड करें कि हमें अगेन u1 u2 till up to un मिले. मीन्स ईच कोऑर्डिनेट में हम 0 ऐड करें, right? So we have 0 0 till up to 0 n times, right? And clearly this is a member of vn because all these are real numbers. What is our vn set? It is a set of n order tuples where each tuple is our real number. So we know that 0 0 0, these are all real numbers, so this is a member of Vn. So it means identity exists in Vn. So if rather Vn, if we are having V2, so what will be the identity? 0, 0. So u1, u2 में हम क्या ऐड करें कि हमें again u1, u2 मिले. It is 0, 0. V3 के केस में it is 0, 0, 0, right? 3 order tuple, so that is the identity in V3 and so on. Now the next property is the inverse, existence of inverse, that says with respect to this operation addition, u में हम क्या add करें कि हमें identity मिले. अब identity मेरे पास exist कर चुका है, that is 0 0 0 till up to 0, right? तो u में हम क्या ऐड करें कि हमें 0 0 0 0 0 मिल जाए. तो we will add minus u1 minus u2 till up to minus un. अगर u1 u2 till up to un मेरे real numbers हैं, तो minus times u1 भी real number होगा, minus time u2 भी real number होगा, and so on up to minus un भी real number होगा. So this is also a real number. This is n order tuple, so clearly it should belong to Vn. So with respect to the operation addition and identity, which is 0 0 0 0, we have x, which is minus u1 minus u2 till up to minus un. This is the inverse of u. So this x is the inverse of u, which exists in Vn, right? So first all the four properties exist. It is commutative, associative, identity, inverse. Now the rest properties, they are with respect to the scalar multiplication. So what we want to show, alpha times u plus v is alpha u, plus alpha v. So we consider again left hand side. First of all, you do u plus v. U plus v is the coordinate wise addition. Then you define the scalar multiplication, yet that means you take alpha to be inside. Each coordinate को alpha से multiply कर दो. Now you can separate this addition. Now this is nothing but your alpha u, this is nothing but your alpha v. So this is your right hand side. Similarly, you can show the all rest properties, that alpha beta times u is alpha times beta u is beta times alpha u, right? Alpha plus beta u is, you consider the left hand side, and easily you can show that this is equal to your right hand side. So all these properties are satisfied. So therefore Vn is a vector space over the set of real numbers, right? Now why we are saying over a set of real numbers? Over a set of real number means these scalars are real numbers. If we choose these scalars to be rational numbers or complex numbers, then we will say it is a vector space over rationals or over complex numbers. But in general, we will choose alpha to be real. So we take this vector space over a real number. Now see more examples of vector space. So this is clear. Vn represents a vector space with respect to the coordinate wise addition and coordinate wise scalar multiplication. Okay. One more set, this Pn, this symbol represents a set of all polynomials of degree less than equal to n. Right? So what is our Pn set? Pn set is a set of all polynomials of degree less than equal to n. And this is also a vector space with respect to the addition and scalar multiplication. And addition कैसे defined है? You are given P1 any polynomial of degree less than equal to n, P2 any polynomial of degree less than equal to n. When you add it means you have to add the coordinates. कांस्टेंट में कांस्टेंट ऐड करोगे, x में आप x के कोफिशिएंट्स ऐड करोगे, x स्क्वायर में x स्क्वायर के कोफिशिएंट्स ऐड करोगे. सो कोफिशिएंट वाइज you will add these, right? So again after adding these two polynomials, again आपके पास डिग्री क्या रहेगी? Less than or equal to n, right? So addition is defined like this. Similarly, scalar multiplication, alpha is any real number. This is any polynomial of degree less than equal to n. So multiply with this means हर कोफिशिएंट से अल्फा को मल्टीप्लाई कर दो. अगेन आपके पास डिग्री क्या रहेगी? लेस देन इक्वल टू n. So in this way your addition and scalar multiplication is defined. Now what is identity? Identity is a null polynomial. किसी भी polynomial में आप null polynomial means जीरो कोफिशिएंट्स. तो आप किसी भी पॉलिनोमियल में नल पॉलिनोमियल को ऐड करोगे, अगेन आपको सेम पॉलिनोमियल मिल जाएगा. सो इन केस ऑफ दिस सेट आइडेंटिटी एग्जिस्ट. नाउ इनवर्स, किसी भी पॉलिनोमियल में क्या ऐड करो कि आपको नल पॉलिनोमियल मिले, एंड दैट इज द नेगेटिव ऑफ द कोफिशिएंट्स ऑफ px, राइट? px कोई भी पॉलिनोमियल है, उसके कोफिशिएंट्स को माइनस से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, यू विल गेट माइनस px. तो px में माइनस px ऐड करोगे, you will get 0, right? Null polynomial, which is identity in case of set of polynomials of degree less than equal to n, right? So set of polynomials, set of all polynomials of degree less than equal to n is a vector space under the binary operation addition and scalar multiplication, defined like this, right? Now the next is an example of all continuous real valued functions defined on the closed interval AB. So this C symbol represents, and this interval represents, it is a set of all continuous functions, real valued functions defined on the interval AB. Or addition means you have to add two continuous function. As we know that if f is continuous, g is continuous, their sum is also continuous. If f is continuous, we take alpha to be any scalar, any constant, then alpha times f is also continuous, right? So this set is closed under the binary operation addition as well as scalar multiplication. So this is a vector space over the set of real numbers. So these are standard examples of vector space, that this is a set of all continuous real valued functions on the interval AB. They all are vector space over set of real numbers. Okay. Again, in case of this set, our identity is null function, means the function attains value 0 for all x, right? We know that null function is continuous function, so this belongs to this set. Similarly, if fx is continuous, तो minus time fx is also continuous, और fx में आप क्या ऐड करोगे कि आपको null function मिले, which is negative of fx, right? So inverse is also exist in the case of this set with respect to the operation addition. So this is a vector space over the set of real numbers R. Similarly, this symbol here, it is 1. This 1 represents set of all continuous real valued function defined on this interval whose first derivative exists and that is also continuous on the interval AB. So here this 1 represents the it is a set of all differentiable functions, right? Means you have continuous and real value function which are differentiable also. Okay, then this is also a vector space. अगर यहाँ पे 2 होगा, it means it is a set of all continuous real valued functions defined on the interval AB which are 2 times differentiable and the second derivative is continuous also, right? So in general, Cn represents set of n times differentiable and real valued functions on the interval AB. Okay, and C infinity represent that all the higher order derivatives exist and these all are real valued functions defined on the interval AB. So with this, vector space is cleared. Exercise 3.1 from an introduction to linear algebra by V. Krishnamurthy. So you can do it by yourself. So vector space means you are given any non-empty set. Both the operations should be defined. One is the scalar multiplication, other is the binary operation. And with respect to these two operations, that 8 properties should be satisfied. If any set satisfying that 8 properties, then that set will become the vector space over the set of real numbers. And these are the standard examples. With this, thanks.